Hello everyone and welcome back to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures. 0.21 has been released, but as you can see we are in the old VAB, and there's a reason for that. Now, I was super excited to get our Kerbal Space Adventures upgraded to 0.21 as quickly as possible, and so I jumped in there full force, threw all my mods in, upgraded a couple of mods that had them, like the Kethane mod, did all that, converted my saves, did all that, started building a ship, even started to record some of this particular episode. And then I found a lot of errors. I'm not sure if it's my mods, I'm pretty sure it's my mods, but I'm not 100% sure if it's my mods or if it's the game. But if I put an item down and then I put another item down like on top of it and then I alt left click to copy it. Now if you notice right down there, if you saw just for a second there was a blip where this was copied and then brought up here. Well, in 0.21, this would copy like 20 times and just leave a stack down there, like a 20 stack that were so many on top of each other that it was just this big white blob, and you have to drag them and delete them individually. Also, at random intervals, when I tried to connect two parts, like so, it would make the click sound like it connected, but then I would just still have the thing in on my mouse, and there would be nothing there. And then the little green points that you see would start like popping up all over the place, like little chicken pox, or like the plague, I guess. And then the ship wouldn't save, and it wouldn't launch, and it wouldn't load. I was able to get a flight started for something that I wanted to do, and the launch clamps went weird. I had to hit space for every individual launch clamp, and I'm not sure if that's a new feature or not. I don't think it is, but all my launch clamps were on one single stage, but I had to hit the spacebar 4 times. Only 4 out of my 5 engines even ignited, and then the rocket went all weird, so I canceled the flight before anybody got hurt. And then when I reverted back to the launch pad just to see what the error was, all of my additional items, like everything other than the cockpit, when we were using the home module, so everything other than the cockpit was missing, even though the ship was still standing upright as if all the parts were still there, but everything was invisible. So yeah, many problems with 0.21. So until the mods get updated, and hopefully they'll be updated quickly, we will be continuing in 0.20 for now, because we're not doing very much. We're just building a space station. Nothing too hectic, but you know, mod conflicts and part conflicts and things like that can cause issues and errors. So I wanted to give you guys, initially I was going to build the next module and take it up, but because we are kind of preparing for 0.21, and I did tell you guys that I was going to do something special for you last video, but something bad happened, so of course we didn't. We're going to go ahead and start with the awesome thing first. Now, of course, the awesome thing is going to start with this. And I had a design build. I actually built this, I designed and built this in 0.20, but after I designed and built it, I realized a little bit late that I didn't have all the parts we needed. Yeah, but then again, I was fighting the fact that there was a chance that I would add a part and the ship would break, so I was being very cautious about the parts I was adding. And of course, 0.20, I don't have to be so cautious. So I will be adding random parts to this thing. Well, not random parts. Every part is accounted for. But I will be adding parts to this, and if you're wondering what all these parts are, well, this is just a little red light, and we have an omni light, and we have if you notice, we don't have a docking clamp here. Why not, KB? Well, I will show you. Now, normally I would use one of these, I really would, or I would use one of these because I really want an excuse to use one. But today we're not using those. Today we're using something else, something completely different, something Monty Python, and we will be using this. I know, one of the classic Omni lights, right? But we need the high power. We actually need the high power, and it's super important that we have one of these Omni lights. So we're gonna go ahead and pop one of these Omni lights right there in the middle of the forehead, just like that, right between the pilot and co-pilot. And if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, we're gonna go ahead and put on the reason all this is on here right now, and that's this. That's the Kerbal attachment system. Bam. Now, I told you guys a little bit ago. Keep that off for now. I told you guys a little bit ago that I wasn't going to be doing the automatic, just disconnect, decouple, that kind of stuff, even though that stuff can be done from inside the ship for the most part. This is Kerbal Space Adventures, and we need a reason to EVA, and I need a reason to practice. And because of that, I wasn't going to do the standard you know, what's-its. So what I've decided to do is we are going to be discontinuing the flight of the Lothfar. Sorry, Lothfar. And to do that, we are going to have to use this big one. No, small one, good. In order to discontinue the flight of the Lothfar, we are actually going to have to go up into orbit and dock with it. Well, we don't have a docking mechanism for this particular ship, but we do have a Kerbal attachment system and a grappling hook. Ah! That was a super awesome thing I was going to show you guys last time that our little shuttle fiasco caused me to have to not do. Now, why did I pull that off there? Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm trying to remember why I did certain things on the other design, but now I remember. It was because of these. Anyway, so yeah, I want to go up, and we're going to go up just really quick, and we're going to grab the Lothfar satellite, and we're going to bring it down out of orbit because we don't need it anymore. And as a matter of fact, with the updated Kethane mod and with the move to a new version of KSP, we have not only lost, well, the Kethane the Kethane detector on the Lothfar is broken even in this version, and then with the map data being missing from 0.21, we're going to have to remap the planet. So 2 reasons to scan the planet using our scientific module on the space station, absolutely. So the Lothfar has unfortunately grown to be not useful anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and take it up, or take up our ship here that I'm currently designing, building, and we are going to bring it back down. Absolutely, we are. So there's a couple of things I'm debating, because the way I had this built before, and let me go ahead and show you guys the way I had this built before, because I was fighting parts, and so what I did is I just slapped one of these guys on here. And it's a nice looking build, it really is, but then we need a heat shield. And then it may be too heavy for these parachutes, and that kind of makes me nervous. So I'm thinking that instead of doing that, we will do an in-between. We will do a disconnect. And then possibly just for fun, just for intelligence purposes. That's the other thing, the quantum struts were not working properly at all. They were breaking a lot, which is unfortunate. They looked like they were working, but then they wouldn't work, and then weird stuff was happening. So yeah, we really need to. I really need to upgrade all the mods and everything for 0.21 before we continue and before we move over. And I was really hoping to have this episode set up for you guys in 0.21 and be like, hey, look where we are, look what's going on, since this is the most awesome thing ever. But unfortunately, that is not the case. All right, so I had these here, but I think if we bring them in a little bit, like about there, that's actually going to be pretty awesome. Alright. Yeah, the other thing we want to do is put a couple of them here. Now that should give us rotation. No, that won't work at all. That will give us horrible, horrible, horrible bad sadness is what it will give us. And if we put it the other way, it will block the doors. So we are going to have to do it like this. So that gives us some translation. I don't even know if that's going to work, honestly. We don't really need that much movement. We're not docking with anything, so our movement is really relegated to forward, back, up, down, left, right. A, B, select start? No. No, not at all. So that's really what our movement is limited to. We don't really have a lot of movement going on here. So I think if we just do that, there's probably a better way I could design this. But this, you know, this little porcupine-looking thing, porcupine I call it, is probably all we really need. And so we haven't tested it. If nothing else, if it gets up there and it's not very maneuverable, we can bring it back down. We have that as an option. But the reason I moved those to the interior is so we could just roll this over. Stop freaking out. And put that on there like that. So now we can put a orange tank, an orange tank, not a orange tank, an orange tank, right underneath it. Well, could if I would just bring the camera down. There you go. Yeah, like that. So we can just launch it like that, and then it can use the maneuvering jets to around and get into orbit or get closer to the ship. Now, before I forget it, because I know I'm going to, can I not go up any? No, that's an unlock key. That's not even what I'm looking for. That's totally the wrong key. Before we get too much farther into this, I absolutely need a very specific part that if I forget, this whole mission will be completely boned. We're going to put it right here, I think. It's not a very elegant place, mind you, but it's function. It's going to be crooked no matter what I do. Not a very elegant place, but it is functional. Now I have to just get it to attach, and it doesn't like to attach sideways. So if I bring it up here, I should be able to get it to attach like that. It's an angle thing. It doesn't like attaching at certain angles. Well, you know what? I could flatten it over here. I'm just worried about it getting in the way of the, there we go, of the clamp decoupling or breaking off or something like that, and I don't want that to happen. So there we go. So we're going to put that there. That's probably going to make us a little bit uneven, but you know what? It can't be 100% perfect, can it? Well, maybe it could. Maybe. Well, let's see. Let's if I just raise it up, it should be out of the way of the clamp, right? Just like that. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Right on top of the ship makes it look all industrious. We don't need any batteries. We have the RTGs. We have enough oxygen for a few hours up there. So yeah, this little podling thing is what we're going to take up. We have all the parts we need. We have all the pieces we need. I think that we'll just go ahead, or I will just go ahead, pardon me, and slap all the engines on it and whatnot before... Well, you know, I'll just get it all asparagus up and everything, and then I'm going to see you guys, I'm pretty sure, out on the launch pad, because, once again, you know, new design, you never know what's going to happen with the new design, stuff might blow up. So, I will see you guys out there on the launch pad. We will bring this thing up to orbit. We will try to rendezvous with the Lothvar, and we will dock with it the best way we know how, with gunfire. So I will see you guys there. Alright everyone, here we are out on the launch pad, and we have Mr. Booty Doodles, excuse me, and Tom Sawyer, a grand combination if ever there were one. Along with that, if you notice, I have gone with a slightly lighter rocket build. We actually have some pretty good delta V, as well as some pretty good thrust to weight ratio, which is nice. We are in position to move into orbit, and I believe we're going... Crap, now I have to remember. I believe we're going... north. Yes, pardon me, I had to check the map there for a second. We are going north, so we will be heading there right now. Now, the only thing we have to worry about on this build is this RCS tank is not very good at taking high pressure when it comes to takeoff. So we will just be launching and then throttling up, hopefully not to crush that. That's our biggest concern right here with this particular design. So, without further ado, we shall go. Alright, now this, just so you know, this is a 6-stage asparagus, well not 6-stage, but a 6-rocket asparagus system. It's been a very long time since I've had to build a 6-rocket asparagus, but I decided to go with 6 instead of 4. I'm not sure if the return on investment was worth it, but we will find out shortly. Now the reason I did that is because this whole rocket, minus the rocket part at the bottom, the whole ship, is actually fairly light. And there goes stage 1. Is actually fairly light because it's only 6 tons. Yeah, the whole thing's only about 6.9 tons, which is really light. It's much lighter than our transport module, which is wonderful. So I didn't figure we needed the big orange tank or the little gray tanks either. So I'm hoping that we should throttle up a little bit more. I think we're kind of low on our speed, actually. There we go. So I'm hoping that this thing will get us up into orbit, because we're not going to a low orbit. Remember, we're not going to 70 kilometers. We are in fact going up to 200 kilometers where we left the Lothvar at, so it's not as low. There goes the next set. It's not as low in orbit as the space station. So we've already lost 2 stages and we're only at 9 kilometers. That's a little nervous making. A little nervous making, but we'll see how this works for us. So we're going to roll over as always. Now, if nothing else, if we can get up there, we can do the minor maneuvers using the thruster jets. We have a lot of RCS fuel to work with, 375 monopropellant. That's a pretty big amount. Probably not as much as the transport module had, but the transport module was using, what, 2 RCS tanks? So it has 200, so we're about 1.25 extra RCS tanks, technically. So as I said, not sure how... I want to throttle up a little bit. I don't think we're going to cut it if we're doing this. We may not have the thrust we need. We may have to go back to the mainsail engine. My bad on that one, but we'll have to see. It's a good test run though. It's a good last stage. There's the last stage. Okay. Not sure what happened there. Something terrible. All right. So it looks like we're a little bit heavier than I had originally planned. So we're gonna have to nose up a little bit to get our altitude up. So this would probably be a good launch to get us into low orbit, But I think we're gonna need those big rockets again. That's really odd. I never thought we'd need those big orange tanks so close to Kerbin, but maybe not. I mean, we do have a large chunk of fuel in this last tank. We are up here, and up here's a good place to start. We'll just have to see if we can get to a decent orbit, or at least a decent height to get into a decent orbit. We're actually only, our periapsis is actually only about 5 kilometers above us, which is not good, especially considering like, look at the angle we're burning. We're burning at such an inefficient angle at this point. It is really, really bad that we're doing it this way. Already burning out down to roughly half a tank. That's horrible as well. Oh, yeah, this may not fly. That's okay, though. That is okay, though. I hope. We'll have to see. I'm going to kind of tilt this over again, or 50 kilometers. Okay. 50 kilometers is good, right? Alright. I guess we can kind of cut it at about 60, 70-ish. So maybe, yeah, now that I got our orbit back up, we need to throttle forward just to get into orbit, otherwise we're not going to make it. Alright, there we go. There we go. Starting to get up a little bit, I hope. 70. 70's good. We're burning at max throttle as well. That's probably completely trashing our engine. But that's what we have Kerbals for. Mr. Booty Doodles and Tom Sawyer, who are both extremely not happy about what's going on here. But they probably know better than I do that our fuel tank is not going to cut it. Okay, we're going to cut engine. And we are going to, ditch that. Well, that's good that worked. I'm glad that worked. That makes me happy inside. But unfortunately, we are actually going to have to cut this flight short because I completely mucked that up. But we will be coming back up here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and fast forward time because there's no reason not to. Lots of garbage up here. Whee! Yeah, we're up to 83. So we made it into, or not orbit-ish. Well, orbit-ish. There we go. So unfortunately we did lose out on that one. That was my fault. I will be fixing that. We will be going back to the orange tank design. I believe that has enough fuel to get us where we need to go, but in order to do that, of course Tom and Booty are now all like, yeah, whatever, we're cool. We're cool. Let's go ahead and just fast forward time because there's no reason not to. We should be okay. This thing is super duper light. It's probably as light as, or almost as light as, our tugboat design, so that's not a big deal. By the way, I called this thing the KSP. Ooh, there we go. Fire. We need fire. Gotta watch the fire happen. I called this thing the KSA hauler because I couldn't think of a cooler name for it. Really, that's all it does. We're probably only going to use it once. Of course, you know, this is going to be twice now that I've mussed it up once. That really isn't a mess up, though. I don't consider it a mess up. It's more of a test design, right? That's right. Ooh, look at that. Mach physics, even. You guys are going really fast. Super light. No, how heavy are we? Are we heavy enough to... Hey, look, we're not top heavy. It actually wants to go the way it's supposed to go. I may have to change up the other design to get it to go like this, because this is actually pretty... Now that I turned off the SAS unit, it actually wants to fly normally. Doesn't want to flip over or nothing. Alright, wonderful. Nice moon shot up there now that we're here. Okay, so Mr. Booty Doodles and Tom Sawyer, your first flight, your test flight was not 100%, but because your flight was not a disaster, and I mean that I canceled the flight mid-flight, I aborted the flight, we will be taking Booty and Tom up again, because unlike Walrus and Zerois, who unfortunately suffered a massive failure and had to be debriefed, this is a mission-controlled decision, and therefore there's no debriefing needed, other than why did you let that jackass let that ship out there in the first place. That's the only debriefing you need. Okay, so we're gonna fast forward time just a little bit. I guess we can say our actual height is 300 meters, so that's not bad. Got to be cautious about these parachutes, so we can't let them flip out on us. They will indeed cause massive issues. And of course, once again, ooh, I love how it bleeps like super fast in fast forwarded time mode. Or that time acceleration or time warp mode, it like blips really fast. Alright, so we're at 90 meters. This thing comes down pretty nice. A little heavy on the drop. I don't know why it's so heavy on the drop. Maybe the other one's this heavy too, but it shouldn't damage anything. And if it does, we have some buffer. So we just... there we go, nice little skid land. Alright, so we'll get back inside. I'll redesign the tank so that it'll actually get us to where we need to be. And then from there, we will take off again. Oof, gotta be cautious and careful with all this stuff. Can't be fiddling about with the designs too much, right? So I'll see you guys back out on the launch pad. Alright everyone, back here again. We have the larger engines. It is nighttime and we have to go south, but we are going to turn on the lights while we fly, so that at least we can see where we are. So here we go. There's a good start. So I'm going to keep this at about 3/4 power, I think, just to kind of cross between terminal velocity and not. Maybe throttle it up just a little bit more. I'm not sure what our terminal velocity is. I think close to the ground it's roughly around 117. I wonder if this has it on here, actually. Does this have our terminal velocity? I know that MechJeb does. This does not appear to have it unless it's under surface information. Ah, there it is. Terminal velocity is 129. So not bad. We're staying under our terminal velocity just a little bit. Alright, now as I said, we are turning south, which means I have to tilt up on the nav ball on the gimbal there because down is north. I know it's a little bit backwards, but that's the way it goes. Alright. First set gone. Hey, got my staging right. Good bonus. Whoa, 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 whoa. Very wobbly now. Okay, usually when ships get wobbly, things tend to explode. We have to be cautious about that. We'll check our surface information again, which gives our terminal velocity at 210. Yeah, we are absolutely staying below our terminal velocity. I like that. I'm going to try to kill this spin before it gets too bad. Alright, we are there. Let us roll over. Now this is where we actually have to pay attention to our orbital information. And if you guys have noticed, and I'm very proud of this by the way, so you guys should be too, I have been having to use this data a little bit less each time that we fly. That's what practice gets you, right? It helps you learn helps you learn what you're doing. At least that's what I like to think. I don't know if it's entirely true. But I have been actually starting my flight without this open. I've been using it mainly to get this number here and not much else. It's been making me feel kind of special being able to do all that. Alright, looks like we're tilting a little bit below our corrected line, so I'm going to tilt us back a little bit to keep that from being a problem. I don't know if you guys are enjoying the piloting part of this. Please, please, please absolutely tell me if you are enjoying the piloting part. I do know that the explosion the other day was a fluke. Probably not something that's going to happen very often, so if you're hoping for it to happen, just imagine it's like watching NASCAR. Lots and lots and lots of people driving around in circles, probably not a big chance that they're all going to crash. Same thing here. So if you guys aren't really entertained by this part, and you don't want to skip ahead, or you'd like me to put more good content in the video, please absolutely leave a comment, mention, hey, KB, do like, don't like, it's okay, I skip, whatever. I am good for all that. Alright, we are actually... Whoops, we are at 80, 90, kill engine at 100, well roughly 100, we're not exactly 100, but we're going to kill the engine anyway. So I miscalculated, my bad, so it's going to take us a little bit of extra delta V to get up to where I wanted to be. My burn is not going to be very efficient. But like I said, at least if we're in orbit, especially if we can get ourselves into roughly a high orbit, there's a much better chance that we will get to where we're going. Now, if you notice, I did put a red light on there. I put a little red light next to the door. I haven't really been using the red lights very much. But, and the reason I'm not fast-forwarding time is because I wait until we hit 70, because that's when you're actually in space. Alright. So anyway, as I was saying, I haven't been using the red lights, and I think they're kind of interesting. I mean, I use them for brake lights, but that's about it. Alright, so, well, I guess we're a little bit dark on that side, so I'll keep us tilted right here, because I don't need to see it. You guys kind of do, but I don't need to see it. Alright. I'm going to burn sideways a little bit to get our orbit straight. It's probably not the best idea, considering, but I'm not particular. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to throttle up, and just kind of burn. Like I said, a very inefficient burn on my part. That was really a bad idea for me, but just the way it goes sometimes. I'm going to roll so I feel a little bit better about which way I'm burning. And there we go. Alright, there we go. Throttle up a little bit more. Actually, probably going to go to 3/4 throttle without too much difficulty. Yeah. And I'm not sure where our apoapsis is going, but whatever. We needed it at 200 anyway, so I'm not going to complain if we go a little high. And 68. 68's not good. 70. 75. 75 by 161. Alright, we are in orbit. It's not a perfect orbit. We have 1438 Delta V left in our main tank. That's actually really good considering how badly I screwed it up. We are on the dark side. We are heading in the right direction, which is south. That should be all we need. Let's go ahead and stage lock this for now. Remember, guys, inform me. Stage lock, KB. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and stage lock for now because that way I don't accidentally just in this tank when it's still really, really useful. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that maneuver set up for us so we can get ourselves one Lothfar satellite in our grasp. I've been looking forward to this. I hope you guys have been too, because I'm hoping it's going to be super fun. I really feel like it's going to be. So I will see you guys when I get that burn set up. Possibly after I get the burn done, because the burn part's really boring. But anyway, I will see you guys when we're closer to the Lothfar one way or another. Okay, here we are. Now I have set up a burn that's supposed to get us very close to the Lothfar. As you can see, the Lothfar is there. There will, of course, be a small blip once it gets within 1.5 or 2.5 kilometers range. Hopefully that won't be a problem. I've had a couple of blips here and there where the game has lagged out a little bit, but I don't think that's too big of an issue. But I figured you guys would want to see me burn this and screw it up, so that's what we're going to do. Now, because we came up from a lower orbit, we are in fact moving slower than the Lothfar. So what I'm going to do, yeah, there we go. So 2.9, it should be, don't blip past this little guy. Okay, so we should be able to just speed up. Now we're using this big rocket. So because of that, actually, let's do this. And let's just say screw the node, and we'll do that. Now we're moving at roughly 8 meters per second towards the target in question. Now the closest I could get us to come to it before I just did our burn was 1.1. That was actually a pretty good burn for us considering, but I got it to 1.1, so we'll go ahead and get this thing a little bit closer. Looks like we're at 1.5, so I think what we'll do, we'll just speed up a little bit, make sure we're going as fast as we need to. You know, as fast, like, as close to fast as it as possible. And, there we go. So now we're moving slightly away from it, which is fine. I'm going to hit the map really quick so we can clear out this node. That's one thing I really do miss MechJev for. Okay, so now we're within 1.4 kilometers of the Lothfar. I'm wondering if we should... Nah, we can get a little bit closer before we do anything. But apparently Tom and Mr. Booty are not liking the flight that's going on here, but we'll have to figure that out here in a minute. Alright, so that's directly at target. We kind of want to go towards it, like so. There you go. Rendezvous's not going to do us any good. That's okay. And there you go. That should do us a little bit of good, so we'll go ahead and speed up time and get as close as we can to it. Let's see how close we can get to it. Are we even headed? Oh yeah, we're just going to take a little while to get there. Okay. Okay, wants to be like that. I'm cool with that. Don't really want to go 2.4 kilometers in that direction. So this is a similar problem that I had last time when it came to getting close to a target, was I kept misjudging where I needed to burn versus where it was going, so I was kind of like getting under, like going behind it and getting under it and that kind of thing. And it looks like we're about to come around to the dark side. So you guys, if you were wondering why we needed the lamp on the front of the ship, I'm just going to call it a lamp straight up. Why we needed a lamp on the front of the ship, that was why. That was why. Now, normally I would be skipping this as it pertains to the, you know, catching up with the target and everything else, but that's actually the whole point of this, is catching up with the target more than anything else. And so that's really what I'm doing, is I'm just trying to keep us heading towards the target at a reasonable speed, because the differences in our orbits are actually so tangible that we are in fact moving away from it at a much higher speed than I like, especially when I can't see it. There we go. There we go. I don't know why the camera does that, but it does every time. Alright, we're heading towards it at a reasonable speed. Hey, look, you can see the definition of the solar panels. Wonderful. We might actually be getting a little not too close to it. I know how far we need to be away from it. We actually have to be fairly close to it, but I do need to get into position to burn away from it. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of an issue. Now, because we have so much fuel left in this big tank, I'm not going to do what I initially thought I was going to do and ditch it. We are actually going to keep it on us for a short period unless it becomes an issue, like, I don't know, we burninate the Lothfar trying to slow down. That's quite the possibility, actually. Alright. Now, I know those solar panels are huge, though, so it's not that big a deal. Alright, so closer, closer, closer still. If you please, good sir. Actually, I think, yeah, we're going to come in over the top of it, so I am okay with where we're burning. We shouldn't damage it at all, or even touch it with our jet, or what do you call it? Exhaust. Yeah, it's technically engine exhaust, even though it is full of fire. It is technically engine exhaust. Well, this is working out pretty well for us. I like this. This is good. Alright. Gotta come a little bit closer. Now, this may take a few tries. I just want you guys to know that. This may actually take a few tries because I've never done this before. Not only have I not done it before, I'm also probably not that good at it, and not a very good shot or a very good aim. Alright, a little bit more. Because at this distance, every little bit counts. Oh, 0.0 to target. Now, we know for a fact that that's not going to last, but I'm going to do two things. I'm going to quick save, and I'm going to lock our position in. But 42.2 at 0 meters per second is pretty nice. Now to prepare. Now, I've already chosen who's going to go outside because I have a fun joke that I want to play. Not on either of you guys, but with one of you guys. So we're going to have Butte be the EVA. Ooh, buddy. There you go. Now, you don't need your lamp because you're a pretty good guy and you know what you're doing. So grab that, would you? Hey, good guy. Now let go. Alright, now turn on your RCS. That's perfect. See, now this is what this whole thing is for, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to bring this out here, because it's been a really long time since I've had like anything like this. Now we want to plug docked, right? Yep, there it goes. There it is. Alright, that's all we needed to do, so go ahead and get back inside. I know that seems really pointless, but it seemed important to me. So, whoop. Mr. Buddha Doodle, you have done your duty. You have attached the thing to the what's-its. Now to do our duty, which is of course to roll ourselves towards our target. We are actually approaching the target more than moving away from it, and I love that. The downside is we are about to lose sunlight, and that's not a good thing. The other bad thing is I'm not entirely sure how we're going to aim this. Now that I think about it, now that we're here, I'm thinking to myself that maybe I didn't think this through quite as well as I should have, because we can go camera inside. Oh, there we go. Hey, this is gonna be fun. Except I never set up our... Oh wait, maybe I don't have to. Maybe I don't have to. I need... No. I need the front of the ship is what I need. Come here, front of ship. Alright. Show GUI? Show GUI. Give me show GUI. Boom. Oh yes, here it is. Alright, here we go, guys. I hope you guys are excited, because I'm super excited. And go. And a little short. Little short. So let's go ahead and retract that. So we missed a little bit. That's not good. I'm hoping that doesn't get stuck, because stuck is one of the worst things that it can get. Let's roll into it just in case, because it's looping around us. This probably won't be good if I don't. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta move faster than it is the problem. There we go. Whoop. So, I did not take into account space as a, yeah. I did not take into account the hook rotating as a space problem. We'll have to see how that works, because now we have to rotate to basically catch up to it, otherwise we're gonna have a problem. And one of the problems that we can have is if it attaches to us, which I think it just did. Oh, nope. Okay, there we go. Space Orchestra. Alright, I can't see it either, and that's a big problem. Okay, there it is, out in front of our nose. Perfect. Don't grab hold. Are we good? It is retracted. Wonderful. Now, where'd our boat go? Oh, there it is. So let's try to get back to the Lothfar. Hopefully we'll only have to we'll be able to do this a couple of times. That space hook is like really terrible. All right, oh come on, this is too easy at this point, right? All right, here we go. I'm trying to use this right here to aim it, and that didn't really work 100% for us last time. So let's let us eject, I think, from here. Oh, it's so close. Come on back in, buddy. That can't be good. We're getting very, very, very close to the last far. We're going to try this a couple more times. If it doesn't work, we may just play ramming speed. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. That'd be rude. The only problem is when you eject it, it ejects at like... It ejects at 50 meters. It ejects by 50 meters, and that's actually really, 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 really bad. Come on. 9 meters till torque. We're sliding past it a little bit. That's one of the reasons, but I'm hoping to get a good shot on it, and that we don't break off whatever we hit. That's the other problem, is if we break off whatever we hit. Alright, coming on back. Coming on back. And... retracted. Okay, here we go again. So let's try one more time. Give it a good shot. A little high. That's the biggest problem, is we're a little high on there. Ah, okay. Oh, it bumped into us. Felt that one. This is tough. This is some tough stuff right here. This is actually pretty hard. Now we're starting to move away from it a little bit. And I'm wondering if maybe we should just gonna just kind of tweak our throttle just a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, just a teeny tiny bit. Kind of keep us. Yeah, there we go. Moving towards it again. Probably at a higher speed than we should be. I like this though. He's just looking up and going, "What are you doing, KB?" I'm trying to hit this target, guys. That's what I'm doing. Wow, really? It's gotten way out there, hasn't it? Oh, there it goes. Now it's coming back to us. Come on, don't attach to anything, because if it attaches to stuff, bad things occur. Alright, we good? Retracted. Good. Alright. Now I keep aiming high into the right, don't I? That's one of the things I keep doing. So let's aim a little bit low into the left. Like that. Alright. And just kind of keep us... Ah! That was not helpful, game. Crud. Alright, we got that whole docking problem. Now, the problem I found with this, and it has happened in the past, is that if you... This docking and inclination and just... I'm reversing our thrust, by the way, in case anybody wants to know. Because we can do this from here, honestly. Alright, looks like we have -1 torque. I know cable is under strain, but as long as that grappling hook doesn't grab hold of any of our parts, we should be okay. Alright, turn off the... I like how the staging units are right there. That's great. I never even noticed that before. Alright, there we go. We're moving away again. Just a little bit. Eek, be cautious. I can feel that thing bumping into us. I like this window for this, though. I really wish I had a crosshair, though. That's my thing. Now, I know you guys are like, well, zoom in, but I don't have the ability to zoom in, and it wouldn't do us any good down here anyway. Are we retracted? We are retracted. Let's try one more time. Whoop! Oops, we took out the solar panel. Unfortunately, that was not good enough for the grappling hook to hit. Oops. Sorry, Lothfar. So now we have a bunch of debris out here. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. I guess I should have retracted the solar panels on the Lothfar before trying this, but we kind of needed to see where it was at, right? Alright, we'll give this 1 or 2 more shots. If nothing else, I think I'm gonna keep recording, but shush for a while, and then as soon as I get a good lock on, that's when I'll start talking again. That cable's making me nervous. Okay, yeah, when we get a good lock on, we'll try again. But for now, I think we're gonna go ahead and pause for just a minute until I can get like our hands on this. And of course, if that cable grabs hold of something and destroys us, you guys will be the first to know. Ah, damn it! 2 solar panels down! Oh crap, we bumped it really bad. Yes! Haha! After like 7 tries, we get it! Oh, okay. So we have the Lothfar, and I guess we can reel it in a little bit. We'll have to be cautious about reeling it in, though. So we've unfortunately destroyed both solar panels on the Lothfar, but we did acquire it. And that was a pretty epic... Whoa! It's gonna bump us. Alright, I think it did bump us. Let's go ahead and head our camera outside because we do need to see where it's at and what it's doing. It looks like it's doing that and it's going there. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring it in. So yeah, grappling hook. Awesome grappling hook. Let's stop our rotation a little bit. Alright, so the Lothar is pretty much locked in position, I'm assuming. I mean, worst thing that can happen is it can break off and kill everybody, right? Yeah, I really should have created like a bin for that or something. Something to note in the future is to create a bin for that. Now, what we need to do is we need to be very, very, very careful. I don't need target, actually. Actually, I don't need target. We need orbit. Alright, now this is going to be fun because all we need to do is, we're going to hide GUI here. Okay, and then we're going to go our orbital. Alright, that's... Look at all that space debris out there. I really do apologize that we took out the solar panels like that. Alright, now we need to just throttle up very, very gently. Very gently. There it is. Alright, here we go. Now, I have no idea how time acceleration is going to affect either us or the Lothar, but what I do know is that we don't need to go in together. This is basically just adding an engine to the Lothar to the point where we can do this. Okay, that's 26 kilometers. It's going to be a steep angle, but that's okay. That is okay. So let us go ahead and do this. We need to show GUI, detach. Then we need to back off. Oh, that's fun how it does that. Can we back off? Even just a little bit? Did we detach? That's the other question. I don't think we detached. Oh, fine. You want to be that way? Whoa! Okay, that's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do. Alright, so apparently unplug didn't work like it was supposed to. And we are all over the place. RCS off, please. SAS on, please. There we go. Well, you know what? Let's, we got some time. We have a lot of time, don't we? Mr. Butte, you were kind enough to do this last time. By the way, the reason why I was doing the joke is I didn't really get to tell you guys. Tom Sawyer was the one doing the shooting. So, yeah. And no, I didn't set it up that way. I actually chose the pilots before I realized that would be funny. Alright, now I was supposed to detach this, and it didn't detach, which is upsetting. Or did it? Release winch. Okay, winch release, winch retract, winch extend. Let's, release. Okay. Don't get too far away from the ship there, buddy, but we need you to check our... Grappling hook is no damage only. Alright. Back it up, back it up, back it up. No damage. Okay, so that's not it. Head back inside there. Booty, come on, head back inside, man. We don't have... Well, we have time, but, you know, stop screwing around. It's not funny. There it is. Grab. Oh, yeah, upside down. You gotta be funny, huh? He's gotta be cute. Alright, yeah, release the connector. That should have done it, right? I think. Okay, so there's our torque, which is probably bad that I just did that again. It is. Alright. How? Why is this not working? It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. Bump. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so apparently it's just, it doesn't want to do what we want it to do, which is interesting to say the least. But if we can just get it locked into position... Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Oh, there we go. We ripped the battery off. Okay, well, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to play nice, but we did get our hands on... we did get our hands on a free battery, and the Lothar should now be coming into orbit with the rest of us, provided the debris... Well, you know, we completely tore the ship apart. So that didn't work out 100% as I wanted. To save time, because there's more to this mission, I think, than we need to do, and this has been taking a really long time, and I'm going to have to cut a bunch out of this because that was a big waste of time. Well, not a waste of time. I'm sure you guys had fun. I had fun. But it was a real big issue. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pause here, I think, until we get down lower. And then from there, we will figure out what to do. Either that or I can just go lower right now and just, well, we do have time acceleration, don't we? I figured about things like that. Alright. So let's just time accelerate down. Woo! There goes the battery. Is that... Okay, that was weird. So apparently it detached, but then it didn't detach. I guess if I would have time accelerated, it would have attached. Now my only problem is I'm not sure if that little bump of force we gave the Lothfar pushed it back up into orbit. I'm really hoping that it didn't. I really am hoping that it didn't. But we'll have to figure that out. So there goes some space debris into Kerbin. If it did, because that was more of a funsy experiment, I will be canceling the space debris, as I said I would. But since the Lothfar as a whole was an entire ship, I decided not to do... Okay, that was not good. That battery just whacked us and took out our clamp. Oh, wow, that... Wow, that was luck. Oh, you guys okay in there? Dude, Booty? Tom? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So 2 for 2, guys. That's the second time that we have nearly killed our pilot and co-pilot due to my incessant idiocracies? Stupidity? We'll just go ahead and straight up call it stupidity. No questions asked. Holy crap, that was dumb. Yeah, let's roll over and let's ditch this clamp here since we don't need it anymore. We are not going to be in need of this any longer. So let's just go stage lock KB. All right, and then we'll just that should ditch this, right? That should be this. Oh, screw it. You know what? What is this one then? I don't even know. I don't even care. It's probably the one that that was probably the one that shattered. So we're gonna just decouple this one manually. All right, there we go. And we will thrust up, I think, is a way to go or something. Apparently, let's ditch our RCS tank, then try to thrust with RCS. KB, you're a damn genius. You guys are saying it too. I know you are. You're like, wow, that was pathetic, wasn't it? It was. That was terribly bad. So yeah, I was in fast forward mode, I was in time warp mode, and then as I was bringing time warp down, here comes the Lothfar, by the way, so it did come out of orbit. It's a little bit above us, about 600 meters above us, but it is coming down as well, which is great. That's exactly what we wanted to do. But as we were coming down, the debris, the battery debris, came flying back at us. Once it hit atmosphere, it came flying back at us and like smashed right into our docking clamp, our separator between the fuel tank and us, and just completely blew the ship in half. Wow, that's... Man, I've never had this kind of stuff happen before. I mean, I've had explosions and stuff happen off camera while I've been doing stuff, and, and I've been like, oh, that's kind of cool, or oh, that was really dumb. But I've never had weird crap like ships collapsing and stuff coming back and whacking us in the face. That's never been a thing, so I don't know what is up with that. You guys are bringing me some pretty good luck that no one's died yet. Alright, so they're about 700 meters up. They should be, well, even if they don't come down, Mr. Booty Doodle debris. Mr. Booty Doodle, you have debris, sir! You left debris in space. Actually, I think that's the hook for this, but it's called Mr. Booty Doodle debris. Anyway, that's about, yeah, these are still in orbit, so even if they don't come down this time, they will, not RCS, SAS, there you go. Even if they don't come down this time, they will come down next time. Now this is going to get hot. We know... Whoop, I think one of them just... Yep, they just burned up. Boom, there's a puff of smoke. A little puff of smoke there. That one's still 2.7 kilometers up. It's going to come down eventually. So is that, but they're going to... Oh, that one's actually coming down a lot faster because, of course, it's heavier. Anyway, yeah, so the debris has come down. We did bring the Lothfar down because, of course, it is shattered and it no longer has a purpose. Oh, overheat clamp, overheat clamp. That's not good. Don't overheat clamp. I love you. I love clamp. Actually, I'm not even sure what that is, like which clamp that is, so I couldn't tell you. How are we doing? We're doing okay. Because this right here is this. Yeah, see, that's that. I don't know what clamp this is. I think this clamp is on there, but it doesn't exist anymore. It can't be overheating. Unless it was just showing the heat that was being grabbed by that, but we'll figure that out. Okay, we are coming in very hot. Oh, good, there it is. Okay, ablative coating has been... Has it saved us? Yep, spikes up and then comes back down. Alright, good. So the ablative coating has saved us. We are coming down at a rather hefty speed, though. I'm hoping that we'll slow down. I do not want to pop these parachutes until we get down to around 200 or 300 meters per second, as per usual. Looks like the tank debris survived. Honestly, well, we're going to have to stage through these anyway. But like I said, well, we have some time. We were at 9,000 meters and we're over the ocean, so that's exactly 9,000 meters. We don't have to worry about that. Whew. So, super duper duper exciting. Super duper duper scary. And, of course, once again, I have almost killed everybody involved. Now, that's 1.8 kilometers away, and it's heavier than us. There should be no reason why. Something, ignite, there it is. Yeah, there should be no reason why it will hit us. But I'm keeping an eye on you, gas tank. I know. You guys are all the same. Give debris 2 or 3 seconds and it'll take you out, man. Don't blink. So we survived. We made it. It took a few tries. I'm probably not going to keep them all in the video. Like I said, I'm probably going to cut out the wasteful ones. But it didn't take quite as many tries as I thought it was going to when I said it was going to cut. It was like 2 or 3 more. We did, of course, break both of the solar panels. We completely screwed up the winch. We damn near blew up the front of the boat, and we got hit by debris on the way down. So, future notice, not the brightest idea to do. Hey, booty doodles, you're happy. Tom's nonplussed. Yep, he's like, nope, I'm cool. Thomas is like, whatever. I don't know. I think unless a Kerbal is either extremely stupid or has badass mode on, they always get scared when the math shows that they're going to die. Like, if your surface, or not your surface, if your orbital information says that you have a negative periapsis and your speed is up and your parachutes aren't open and you're coming in like a fireball without a heat shield, I think the Kerbals are going to scream. Like, no matter what. I don't care how brave or stupid they are. I think they're going to be like, oh god. But if they have badass mode on, of course, they're going to be like, hey, this is cool. Of course, as I've said before, when I create the Kerbals, I do not adjust the sliders. The sliders are randomly generated by the machine, so if you get a stupid or a courageous Kerbal, that's up to the machine, and that just keeps it fair for everybody. Also, the only thing I do turn off is the badass mode. Once again, Jebediah is really the only badass for me, and once again, trying to keep it fair. So a few of you guys may scream and shout and cry, but you know what? Not too terrible. Alright, so Mr. Booty Doodles and Tom Sawyer, the only Kerbals to... We have lights on still. There we go, kill the lights. The only Kerbals to take 2 flights into space. Well, yeah, well, they were technically in space the first time, so 2 flights into space. Also, one of only 2 sets of Kerbals to survive a horrendous accident, although this one was, of course, caused by me. Now, as I said, I am going to cut a lot of the video, but I'm really not sure how long the video is. So I think this is going to be the full of the mission, because that actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. So for now, absolutely for now, I would like to thank you all for joining me, 4KB Short, on this Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures. And in the next video, we will get back to building our space station, and if we're lucky, we will be doing it in 0.21. If not, I will see you guys back here at 0.20, and we will continue to use, you know, whatever mods and stuff we need to get the space station done. And then if for whatever reason the space station, or like we can't mod up or whatever, I have an idea for 0.21, a very special, fun idea for 0.21 that will require a little bit of modding and a little bit of fun stuff. Oop, upside down. But hopefully it'll be good. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Haha, super secret time again, guys. You guys know what that means. Something big's coming. So, absolutely, just some heads up on what's coming up. 0.20 for the space station, 0.21 for the space station, and absolutely, if not possibly, something more. So I will absolutely see you guys next video.